Right, welcome back guys. Today's a very special YouTube video. As you've seen in the title already, I'm going to be showing you with proof and a breakdown of the charts how I've managed to pass 3 MyForexFund challenges which total $450,000. Now before we get into the video, if you're interested in getting your challenges passed, be sure to DM me on Instagram with the links down below in the description. Right, so if we come on over to my Telegram group, so you can see that right over here I've posted a screenshot from my MetaTrader 4 to my free Telegram showing that I've passed all 3 of these MyForexFund challenges. So over here this was a $300,000 account and I managed to reach 8%. I'll be showing you a track record of this account in a bit. Then here you have a 100k MFF account as well, which managed to get hit on 8%, and the same with the 50k account as well. So now in today's video we'll be focusing on the biggest account size and how I managed to get this into profit. And these two accounts were just copy trades of this main account over here. So having said that, let's go over to my MT4 account over here. If I get out my trade history, you can see that I've managed to make $25,000 in profit, with this being all the trades that I've taken. So if you look on the top left over here, you can see that the account number over here is 30,424, and if I compare that to the account number shown over here, you can also see 30,424. So you can see it's all transparent and legit. Now if you break down all the trades that I've taken, you can see that I started this challenge on the 23rd of August and I've managed to pass it within 2 weeks of the first trade taken over here. Now the trade that I'm going to be breaking down is this $12,400 trade, which is the biggest trade that I've managed to take, which made me roughly around 4% over here. And this was taken on gold with 38 lots on the sell side over here. So if I come over to my trading view chart now, so let's just use the replay tool to just get rid of all of this price action, which we don't really want to focus on because this trade occurred somewhere around this region over here. Right, so delving into the charts, you can see that currently price is in a downtrend on a 4-hour time frame. So that's the first thing you want to identify. So my bias straight away will be looking for bearish momentum only. Now on the 4-hour time frame, I can't really spot any good levels of supply to be taking sells from. So that's when I drop down to the 1-hour time frame over here. Now on the 1-hour time frame, when it was New York session, which was roughly around this region over here, this is when I started looking to take trades. So this was a nice level of supply which I spotted price coming back into. At this time, price was roughly around this region over here. So around at 12:30 is when I got onto the charts, and so that is how price was reacting at that time. So if we drop down to the 30-minute time frame to refine our supply zone, I then moved my supply zone to this last bullish candle before this push down over here. So now I've identified which area of supply I want to be looking for sells. Now you can notice the fact that price did actually come up and break above this level of supply. However, in my opinion, I still consider this as being a valid level of supply because although the high of this candle was broken, price broke right back below it. So this is considered, in my opinion, just a fake out, and the fact that this supply level is still being respected. So now we know the fact that this is the supply level we're looking to take sells. That's when we drop down to now the 5-minute time frame, because this is where we start focusing on structure a bit more. So looking at structure on the 5-minute time frame, you can see this level of demand will be of interest because this is our most recent swing low point before this push up over here. So this will be our major level of demand where we'll be looking for price to break before we can look to sell the market. So however, since there is a huge gap over here which we can miss out on if we're waiting for a break and retest of this level, this is where we want to drop down to a lower time frame. Now before we go ahead and do that, you can see that although price did push up over here, again this high was being respected because we got this fake out over here. It's very important to be able to highlight which areas are being faked out and manipulated, and where there is actually a true break of structure happening. So I would not consider this as my most recent swing low point, because price was not able to break above and sustain above this level over here. So having said that, since I want to be able to capitalize off all of this move over here, I want to drop down to the 1 minute time frame and see what's going on there. Actually, before we go into the 1 minute time frame, if I come back to the 5 minute time frame, you can see that currently the time is 11:55. So I come onto the charts at around 12:30 p.m. So this is where I've come onto the charts now over here, waiting for New York session to start at around 1:32 p.m. So you can see that we're forming this lower high and lower low formation. So this will be our high, this will be our lower high, and now price is looking to form the next impulse down. So let's play price along. You can see now at this point of time, we can draw out our lower high points as such, with this being our impulsive push down. So now what we're expecting is a retracement back up into this level over here before we can look for a break and retest on a lower time frame, such as the 1 minute. So if you play price, you can see that again, this to me is classified as a fake out, because price has broke below these lows over here. However, it failed to sustain below it for a period of time before it retraced back up. So this is just a fake out because we're forming this sort of V shape over here. And so I will still consider this point over here as being our most recent swing high point, and not this one over here. However, on the 1 minute time frame, it is a bit of a different story, because here you can see that this level over here around this region would be our major level of supply on the 1 minute time frame, because price was able to break below these lows and sustain below it for a period of time before it came back up and retraced. So at this point over here, I can see that price may potentially try to manipulate these high points over here before seeing a push down. So I waited to see some sort of weakness before I looked for my entries. So again, I'm not really seeing much happening because we just got immediate reaction off of this level and not any sort of weakness. So again, I'm just being patient. It's very important to stay patient and look specifically for what you're looking for, because if you was to enter early over here, you can see after price exhausted, it's coming right back up and bringing you back into a loss. So you want to stay patient and wait for exactly what you're looking for before entering the market. So boom, straight away you can see that price came up and manipulated these highs, grabbing liquidity. Now what I want to see is some sort of bearish engulfing before I look for my sell entry. So straight away you can see we're seeing some sort of weakness happening. However, I haven't seen a bearish engulfing candle yet. So at this point is where I looked to enter the market, because now I've got a bearish engulfing. So my stop loss is going to be just above these highs over here as such, and I'm targeting the 5 minute demand zone which I highlighted previously. So now at this point, all we need to do is just wait for price to play along and see what ends up happening. After seeing that nice reaction off of this level, we got this push down and a further impulsive push to the downside. Now it was at this level where I decided to close my position, because I saw some sort of reaction occurring over here. However, this was a bad thing to do, because as you can see, price did eventually end up playing out and hitting our take profit level over here. However, nonetheless, this was still a good risk to reward ratio of a 1-to-3, which ended up playing out nicely. And if I show you the same trade taken on my MT4 account, so if you go over to the 1 minute time frame, which we already are on, take off this auto scroll. If we scroll back to where I ended up taking this gold sells, right? So over here you can see that this is exactly where I ended up entering. Now this was due to a bit of slippage which ended up happening for some reason. So you can see I was waiting for price to come and grab liquidity from these highs over here, just like I've shown on my TradingView account. I was waiting for liquidity to be grabbed from these highs over here. Once I got that, I waited for the bearish engulfing. Now this is exactly where I wanted to enter. However, I got around 3 to 4 pip of slippage, so I ended up getting filled around over here. Now this is a big account, so it does make sense why this slippage ended up happening, because I did end up taking quite a big lot size trade over here as well, but we still ended up making profit, so it's no big deal. And then this is exactly where I ended up taking profit, where I've shown you on TradingView, comparing it to the charts. This is the same place over here, which ended up making $12,475. So anyways, I hope this was a bit of an informative video for you guys, showing you proof live and transparent of the 3 MFF accounts I was able to pass, and also a nice breakdown of the biggest trade that I ended up taking within that challenge as well. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to drop a like, drop a comment on any further suggestions of videos you'd like to see, and other than that, I'll see you guys next time.